Check.
All right, man, how'd you feel about y'all's ability to establish the run on Saturday against SMU?
Obviously, it wasn't our best game. We didn't rush for 5 yards carry, which is our goal. It was 4.5. We need to be better, clean up penalties, really change our mentality. You know, we had good effort on Saturday, but that's not good enough for us to play the way that we need to play, especially against or with stuff like the run game that we need to dominate. So I think clean up penalties and changing our mentality, knowing that we need to have really good effort like we have, but we need to clean up our technique. So
how do you do that?
Just really focusing every day on, you know, in the drills and knowing that, yeah, we are big and strong guys, but that's not going to win for us. You know, we need to understand that if we use technique with the athletic ability and the talent that we have on this offensive line, then we can really dominate and be one of the best in the country. So,
are you surprised that kind of game came up with the experience you guys have up there?
Yeah, I think, you know, with the game that we had against Arkansas State, we really moved the ball, obviously, and we got away with a lot of bad technique with basically playing hard. You know, we played really hard and we're finishing and, you know, pancaking guys and all that stuff, but it showed up with a little better talent that SMU had. But again, we need to dominate even against guys like that.
Certainly wouldn't call it. Would you just call it a wake-up call?
Yeah,
technique's really important.
Yeah, I think it's a wake-up call. Coach B, you know, harps on it all the time, and says eventually you can get exposed. You know, if you're playing guys who are below your talent level, you're not going to be exposed on bad technique. You can use your strength to overcome that. But when you play guys who are a little better, you know, maybe not even the best that you're going to see, but that are a little bit better, it's going to expose you. So
I know Troy and Savion were kind of in and out there, but how much of that is just playing a better competition with the 5 guys that you have up there? But it's only the second game you guys play together.
Yeah, I think having Troy in there, you know, he plays center a lot during the week, but having Troy in there, he really needs to. I mean, it's the same thing like Rob Conjal did it last year. You know, he practiced center all week, and then for the games they throw him in, you know, and rotate him with me a little bit. I think Troy needs to understand, you know, everybody's position, which he does, but I think it caught him off guard a little bit playing as many snaps as he did at that position. So I think, you know, I talked with him a little bit. If he continues to focus on like the drills when I'm going or when some of the other guys are going, then he can pick it up because he's still practicing at center, but so he can rotate better and make a more fluid transition. So.
What are you guys focused on, you know, this week against Tulsa?
Again, just honing in on our technique. You know, these guys are going to play hard. They're hard-nosed football players, you know, especially at the end, number 48. You know, I think this is a good game, you know, after what we had last week to continue to play hard, but honing on the technique and the splits and just the small things that we think that we can get away with, which we really can't, you know, no matter how much talent that we have. So.
You mentioned Troy having to move around. What has impressed you about the way he's adjusted that, in addition also adjusting to the heightened competition as well?
Yeah, Troy's a smart guy. He played a lot of center at App State. And I think if you can play center, you can play a lot of positions because you have to snap the ball and make calls. You know, when you play guard, like, I mean, I'm lucky enough, I play guard. You basically just get to play football. You know, you listen to the call and then you play football. You know, I think Troy needs to understand that part of it and just say, hey, it's just like, not saying it's just guard, but you know, you don't have to focus on a lot of other things. You can just play ball. You don't come off the rock and things like that. So I think once he figures that out, I think it'll click for him. So
despite some of the mixed emotions that you expressed about last week's performance, to see a guy like Tawi handle that much duty for really the first time in his career and average almost 6 yards per carry, what can you say about the night he had?
Yeah, Tawi's obviously a hard runner. He's one of my good friends, and I think, you know, he's proving himself every day, you know, in camp. You know, a lot of guys don't, you know, are scared to hit him up high because of the type of strength that he has in his lower body. So I think, you know, Tawi continues to have great games and, you know, pick up our runs per carry average like he did. I think he's going to be a really great player. So.
What's Tulsa doing on defense? You talked about, you know, one of their players and things like that, but what are they trying to do on defense?
On defense, they're running a lot of different stuff. Have a little bit from, you know, their new defense coordinator that came this summer. So they're running a lot of shade, a lot of reduction front, things like that. But I think just, you know, going back to our base rules, we'll be able to we'll be able to adjust to those things, you know, and everyone always brings new stuff when they play us, you know, that we don't see on tape, so we need to be able to adjust to those things also.
I noticed you and Andrew are tied off the field, but you play next to him. What all does he do to make this offense move fast?
Yeah,
The guys are
right. You know, he's got to be the one that pushes tempo because he has to get set before everybody else can. I think he does a good job of getting set and letting us get set off of him and making calls fast and things like that. And I think we had a lot of good combo blocks, him and I, this weekend, where we really dominated the nose guards and things like that. So I think he's gotten a lot faster than last year, and being able to push the tempo has made us go a lot faster. You know, a lot of times this weekend we didn't have the defense wasn't even set. You know, it's because of him pushing the tempo, and it's helping us a lot.
What is he communicating in those? I mean, how many seconds is that between a play typically?
I think it's like 12. I think it's 12. You know, it's not really much communication. I think, you know, when you're going that fast, you don't have time to talk. You know, you're catching your breath. You're trying to line up, make the calls. Sometimes we don't have the ability to make calls. You know, it goes back to the base rules. You know, because if they're not lined up, the linebackers over here, we have to be able to know that he's going to get over there because he's just late to the ball. So we're going to single to that or combo to that, you know, area that linebacker will be at eventually, you know. So I think him leading, you know, with his play and him physically, you know, not so much verbally, making us go fast. It's him, you know, getting lined up to the ball and letting us get down. Right. So
you mentioned the combo blocks and stuff. Can you just tell through 2 games there's just a greater comfortability between you two?
Yeah. I can tell that there's we're a lot more comfortable together, and just the fits that we have and the amount of the defender that he's leaving for me to hit is getting a lot better, because we used to have problems with me taking too much or him taking too much of the guy, and then there's nothing for me to hit, or vice versa. So he's doing a good job of, you know, we're getting that camaraderie going with I guess the ability for us to meet hip to hip and drive the D lineman, you know, as opposed to, you know, bumping into each other or whatever. So.
And for a young guy like Savion, what's your encouragement to him after that second game?
Yeah, I think he needs to just continue to work and know that, you know, he is a big, strong guy, and a lot of, you know, the positives about him is his aggression and stuff like that. But he has to be able to play hard, get to the ball, use his technique, and think about plays instead of thinking, oh, you know, hearing the play and just come off the rock. He needs to know that, you know, he uses technique. He can't just bully everybody, you know. But I think he's doing a better job, again, honing in on his technique, and he's working a lot, focusing a lot more on that.
Does that tempo and the pace, the urgency that you described, does that sometimes explain why a guy would flinch out of his 2-point stance?
Yeah, a
or miss
little
the
bit.
call and get upfield too far on an RPO?
Yeah, we need to do a lot. I mean, there's no excuses for that. I don't think, no matter if it's tempo or not. Especially the tempo should deter them from making the move calls and shifting, because they're not able to line up to us. But I think, you know, we're past that, but we do need to understand that those things can't happen. But I mean, that could play a part into it, but I don't want to give us any excuses. I think we need to, you know, use to our advantage. And if they shift. Who cares? You know, we still need to be able to get on our blocks and not worry about all that stuff that they're using to do exactly that. You know.
I think on 3 penalties, right? So that's not a bad number, is it?
3 too many. You know, we were in the red zone. We had 2 in the red zone. Luckily, we scored, but I mean, we really were tearing ourselves up when we scored and we had downfield, and then, you know, offsides or false start, and then we had to back up 5 more yards. So I think it's 3 too many. We go for 0. So especially non-playing penalties. I know Tyler's was playing, but he needs to know the scheme and understand that he can't do that. So, but I think we're past that, and it was just an honest mistake that everyone had. So
Thanks, McKade.
Thanks,
yeah, thanks guys.